Do you know the movie Inception?
Yes.
Who knows the movie Inception? Did you like it?
Yes.
Great. I really loved the movie. And the single word, Inception, spread virally into the internet. It started to mean something within something. So, as in the movie, we had a dream within a dream. And the internet created catception, when we have a cat watching a cat video on YouTube, on which there was a cat video on YouTube. Or houseception, when we have a house inside a house. You get the idea. And now today I want to make a speechception, because I want to give a speech in a speech and a story in a story. Do you know what happened at February 11 at 1990? Do you have any boxing fans? No. One of the greatest boxing events in history. Titled Tyson is Back, the great champion coming back, fighting a minor number 7 ranked high heavyweight Buster Douglas, James Buster Douglas. And we have the undisputed champion, Mike Tyson, never beaten, never fallen down, versus James Buster Douglas, of whom not many people heard. The odds are 41 to 1, which means that if you would bet $1 on Buster Douglas, and with some chance you would win, you would get $42. If you bet 1,000, you would get 42,000. So the probability of him winning was given something about 2%. No one believed that he would win. No one. And the fight began. Tyson was giving hits, hitting him harder and harder, but he always stood and defended himself. Until the 8th round. 8 long rounds of boxing. Tyson hit me so hard, Buster Douglas fell down. He was knocked down for the first time in the fight, after 8 rounds of boxing. Michael Kimmel, in his speech at May 2015 about gender equality, told a story which happened to him 30 years earlier. A story when he was just after college, and he created a study group because they wanted, 30 years ago, they wanted to read something about gender equality, why it's important. So he created a study group with 11 of his female friends, and they were meeting every week with 11 female friends 30 years ago, studying and reading about gender equality. And during one of those meetings, something happened. A conversation happened that he remembered for the rest of his life. One woman, a black woman, asked another white woman. And the black woman asked the white woman, "What do you see in the mirror? What do you see when you look into a mirror? What do you see when you look into a mirror?"
Myself.
Yourself. Stephen Covey. Do you know Stephen Covey?
Yes.
Great author, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. One of his books, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, he begins the book with a great example, one of my favorite examples, showing how our experience influences our perception of reality. He showed students a picture of a woman. He divided the classroom just like I divided the classroom for right, the left side. He showed them a picture, and then he showed them another picture. And he asked them, "What do you see?" And to his amazement, the crowd was divided into 2 parts. One shouting that this is an old woman, and one shouting that it's a young woman. Do you know what the term inception actually means? It means a beginning. Inception, in the movie Inception, was not a dream within a dream. The dream within a dream was only a tool to create an idea. One idea was a business idea for the son of of an empire owner to split his father's empire, and the other idea was that this world is not real. And probably, when you look into this picture, you can see either a young woman or an old woman. Who sees a young woman? Please raise your hand. Who sees an old woman? Raise your hand. This is an example of how a simple manipulation, by showing you a picture, either of a young woman or an old woman, can influence your perception of this picture. And this shows how our experiences influence the world we perceive, the world we see. That's why we cannot say that what we see is real, because we don't see reality. We only see our interpretation of reality. What do you see in a mirror? The black woman asked the white woman, what does she see in the mirror? And the white woman replied, I see a woman. Every day when I look in the morning to a mirror, I see a woman. And the black woman replied, you see, that's the problem. When I look into a mirror, I see a black woman. And at the same time, Michael Kimmel went like this. And one of his colleagues asked him, what are you doing? What's this about? Okay, ladies. When I wake up every day and I look into a mirror, I see a human being. Eighth round. Buster Douglas is lying on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets up and does what no one did before. He got up after being knocked down by Mike Tyson. The 9th round passes by. In the 10th round, he hits Tyson so hard, Tyson falls down and doesn't get up. The undisputed heavyweight champion falls down on his knees under the might of James Buster Douglas. Asked how, Buster Douglas replied, this is because of my mother, because she believed in me. His mother died 23 days before the fight. And just before she passed, she said, my son is going to beat Mike Tyson. She gave him so much will to fight, he actually did win the 42-1 bet. Because he believed. And belief alone, if you only believe alone cannot do anything. But if you don't believe, nothing can be done. So believe, the fact that you believe is the very first thing you need to do in order to achieve something. And people may always create walls around them. I'm a black woman, I'm a woman, I'm a man. No, I'm a human. People tend to create walls. I'm too young, I'm too stupid. I was not born in the proper way, in a proper family. Others had some qualities I didn't have. That's why I cannot achieve what they achieved. But this is bullshit! There are no walls. Only the walls we create in our mind. And as Buster Douglas could win the game against Mike Tyson, as we can understand that genders are equal, as we can understand that perception of reality varies of our understanding of our experiences, there are no limits. There are no barriers. All you need to do is to believe. Thank you very much.